What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob. Today I have for you guys Appleton Estate 12-year-old. Okay. This is bottled at 43%. I'm gonna pour a little bit more in here because this is kind of take two. I don't normally do 2 takes, but there was a whole bunch of noise upstairs, so I had to kind of do a second take to make up for it. I don't always do rum, all right? The 3 main spirits that I do are whiskey, cognac, and rum, but obviously I focus a lot more on Scotch, Canadian whiskey, and bourbon, okay? Those are my 3 go-to, but every once in a while I'm gonna come at you with a rum or a cognac because I really enjoy those 2 spirits, and I feel like rum doesn't get enough advertising, okay? Especially stuff that's sippable like the Appleton Estate 12-year-old, or the Eldorados, the 12, the 15, the 21, the 25, but some of those prices are a little bit unattainable. Even the Angostura that I did recently, Plantation is another fantastic rum. There's a whole bunch, okay? Mount Gay. There's a ton of rum that's sippable that people don't know about that they can actually save some money on if they want a sippable spirit, as opposed to spending the extra 40-50 bucks on a Scotch that's probably the equivalent. A 12-year-old Scotch nowadays, depending on which part of Scotland it's from, goes anywhere from $50 to $100 at the LCBO. This is $40, okay? Eldorado 12-year-old is $38. So they're much more reasonable prices for a spirit that's really good. I'm not gonna say it's better because Scotch is huge across the world for a reason. It's fantastic, but I do believe that rum could be so much more than it is popularity wise, and I would really like for my viewers to know that as well. So if you're new to this channel, I know it's called Whiskey in the Six, but yes, I'll do rums and cognacs every once in a while. Okay, so bottled at 43%. There's probably added color in it. It's definitely chill filtered based on the viscosity of the actual spirit. Okay, I'm gonna nose it, taste it, and then I'm gonna tell you guys a mark and compare it to comparable rums. So like other types that are within the same price range. All right, so it's sweet off the hop. It's a little spicy on the nose. You get I want to say like baked spices like cardamom, maybe some cinnamon, a little bit of cinnamon. Okay, it's aged in oak barrels for 12 years, so that's probably where we're picking that up. Okay, you also pick up a little bit of molasses, all right? And believe it or not, whenever I smell a rum that's been well aged, I tend to pick up a Coca-Cola smell. It's like a flat fountain drink type Coca-Cola, the ones that you grab at the movies. You let it sit for a while, it's become flat, you smell it, it has a touch of molasses, some burnt caramel. That's what I pick up here, okay? So the next time you have a rum, before you add your Coke to it, if you add it at all, smell both, and I bet you'll pick up similar notes, and I bet you that's why they're so easily mixed together. Okay, so like I said, burnt caramel, very sugary. It smells super sweet. All right, on the palate, on the entry, it's sweet. It's so delicate on the palate that I can't believe it's 43%. I've had rum that's 40% that burns my mouth the moment it enters my mouth. So this is very delicate. It's very well made. But because it's so delicate at 43%, that's a good indication that there's been a lot of chill filtration happening here. But I will say that Jamaica, where this is from, has a very hot climate. Anything with a very hot climate, aged in oak, whatever spirit you're aging tends to age a lot faster. So a 12-year-old rum from Jamaica tastes probably more like a 21-year-old spirit or a 25-year-old spirit. That's how the heat factors in. That's why bourbons can get away with being so young, because they're usually aged in the southern United States. Now there's a whole bunch of states in the north that are making bourbon as well, so that kind of changes things. But the younger bourbons coming from the south tend to taste a lot older than they actually are. All right, that's what's happening here with this rum. That flat Coca-Cola comes through on the palate as well. Okay, that, especially that sip, it really hit home, reminiscent of a flat Coca-Cola. You get that burnt caramel, molasses, a little bit of bitterness, but not very much on the palate at all. A lot more on the nose than on the palate, actually. But it's not unpleasant. I wouldn't say it's unpleasant by any means. There's like a subtle milk chocolate note, and I'm also getting very, very sweet, dry dates. Okay, that's really, really good stuff. Okay, so I said already, this is $40 at the LCBO. A 12-year-old Glendronach, which is actually one of the more reasonably priced Scotch whiskeys that's at the LCBO, is about $72. So you're spending about $30 less, $32 less for a spirit that's aged the same and has a similar characteristic to a Glendronach. Okay, so if you're a Glendronach fan, I highly recommend, if you haven't already, try the Appleton 12-year-old, try the Eldorado 12-year-old, because you'll save yourself a ton of money if you live in Canada. For whatever reason, like I said in other videos, rum is well priced in Canada, whereas in other countries it tends to be a lot more expensive. In the UK it tends to be a ton more expensive. I believe it's because consumers don't really know too much about rum. So right now it's not a huge fad in North America, which tends to keep the cost down. But in a few years, if rum becomes more popular, you'll see the cost rise substantially because of the quality of the product. Okay, so I'm gonna give this an A-. I reviewed the Eldorado 15-year-old. I think I may have given it an A- as well. I do believe that the Eldorado 12-year-old is better than both the Eldorado 15-year-old, and it's a little bit better than this. That's only because I prefer a little bit more on the palate. I feel like this kind of falls a touch flat, but it's still fantastic. So give it a shot. It's really, really, really good stuff. Okay. If you like this video, if you're new to my channel, subscribe, share with a friend. You can find me at Whisky in the Six on Instagram, at Whisky_in_the_6 on Twitter, and on Facebook I'm under Rob Reviews, or if you type in Whisky in the Six, you'll definitely find me. Thanks to all my subscribers. Cheers, guys.